All right, so this is a little new series I want to start. We're calling it Rest Day Rambles. And me and Audrey are just going to kind of pick a topic to ramble on about for however long. And if you guys have any questions or comments, like any topic suggestions, feel free to just like comment below. But yeah, let's get started.
Okay.
All right, that was the intro. All right, so today's topic is gym climbing and rock climbing. And if you need to train in the gym, to rock climb as well as you can outside, and kind of how those mesh together. So for me, I grew up climbing the gym. I mean, we both grew up comp climbing, so we have a big background of gym climbing. And a lot of my earlier climbing days were me training for a comp in the gym and then get out on weekends and like try a project outside. So I feel like when it's like that, it's more about having like the fitness and strength to do the route versus if you spend a lot of time outside, it's more about like learning how to do the route. And it's kind of the two different approaches. I don't know, what's your view?
I think something interesting that I found with myself is like when I was growing up climbing and training a lot, when I'd go outside it was more just like a whole new experience to me. Like I never knew what the sequences were supposed to be. I never knew what holds to grab, and like especially in places that are like really cryptic, like here in Rifle, it's like if you came here straight from the gym, you just have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like to me it feels like just training in the gym is like not enough
Yeah.
in order to be good on your rock. Just based on that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think you see a lot of gym climbers who climb really well, like 513 or harder in the gym. Then they go outside and they can't match their level outside. And I feel like it's like a skill gap. I think they even have more than enough strength.
yeah.
Like a lot of times, I'll see someone who only rock climbs outside, and they're definitely not as strong as this gym climber, but they're way outperforming them.
Yeah.
So I feel like different areas are different too. Like you see a lot of people go to the Red River Gorge,
Yeah.
and they like
That's
the gym climbers crush it out
really
there,
conducive to gym
or like
climbing.
Rocklands for bouldering. But
Yeah.
like here in Rifle, it's so cryptic and techy. It's definitely not the same style as you'll find at the gym. It's really
Yeah.
greasy.
Yeah, really greasy. I think another thing too, like there are two ways to do stuff. Like if you come in strong enough to just power through like the tech and
Yeah.
the knee bars and the whatever toe hooks, then like that's like a whole nother strategy to have versus
Yeah.
somebody who just like climbs here all the time and it's like learning the rock.
Yeah, like learn the route so well.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I think it depends a lot on the area. We were in Ten Sleep, Wyoming not long ago, and that's like more vertical techie climbing. And for me, training in the gym doesn't help a lot with that. Like, when I go out there, I build up enough fitness to do the routes, and it's more about like learning to stand on my feet and just getting used to the techie style. And often I find that I lose a lot of strength and power. Like we were there for 2 weeks and I felt way weaker at the end, but I was climbing the same or maybe a little better. So I'd say generally on like the lower angle rock, it's less important about being strong in the gym. But for me coming to Rifle, like I need a good like power base and fitness base because the
Yeah.
routes are physical and
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we came to Rifle maybe a month ago or a month and a half
Yeah.
or something. And then it was like I just felt so powered down. Like every route
Yeah,
I
me
tried,
too.
I would just be exhausted after I tried it. And I think that's just a result of not training in the gym.
yeah.
Like for a climber like me who's like not technically good, I have to like sometimes just do stuff the hard way. Even if like I know what the beta is for like the more techie way, I just like am not comfortable in those positions.
Yeah.
And so like when I don't have enough power to do those routes, it's like feels really hard.
Yeah. Also I think a lot of times with that like really techie way of doing, like the way some people really finagle their way through moves, it's like higher risk climbing like that. Like you're more likely to have a foot pop when you're using your feet as
Knee
much as
bars
you
above
can.
your
Knee
head.
bars, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But the first time I ever did a long trip outside, I went to France and I climbed for 4 weeks. So that was like the first time I got a taste of what it's like to not have the gym to like kind of power up. And I definitely progressed at that style of climbing. I was in Seiyus, which is slightly overhanging, like long, pumpy routes. And I got really good at that style. But then when I came back into the gym, it was like obvious that I was a lot weaker. So I think they both complement each other. Like Seiyus, I got really good endurance and maybe even my technique got better. But then like my strength declined over time, which makes it harder for me to do like my max route. I feel like I need a higher level of strength to be like climbing at my limit.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah.
We were talking a little about like training for like specific crags. I guess like earlier even too, but like we talked a little about like the fins and how you could like maybe train finger strength, but it's like
the
not.
fins is like tall roots and it's pretty much vertical, really crimpy and pockety.
Yeah, and I feel like that was like similar to like 10 sleep.
Yeah.
Where we just went in there. That was probably, I'd say 10 sleep was maybe my longest sport trip that I've ever done. And like I definitely think like even on the first day I felt pretty good at, that's just like my style of climbing.
Yeah.
So I felt like I didn't really even need the gym training to climb well there. And but then when I got back, it was very bad.
Yeah.
In the gym, so I don't know.
Then there's also there's the people who spend no time in the gym. Like I have some friends who climb 514 and they spend probably not more than 10 days in the gym in the whole year. So it works for some people. I think I haven't like spent a long enough time outside. Like if I spend 4 weeks outside, then I'm going to be right back in the gym after. Whereas some people, it's like almost the whole year they're outside and they probably learn how to train outside maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't experimented much with that. But all right, so a more recent example is our transition from, so we were in 10 sleep for 2 weeks and then we went and trained for 2 weeks and now we're in rifle. So our training consisted of, we did some like max power bouldering, some fingerboarding to like build finger strength, and then we did some endurance work like hard circuits and routes in the gym, and then a little bit of like long hangs, like max timed hangs. In just 2 weeks of that, like I noticed pretty significant gains in my strength, like all my hangs like went up, and bouldering, my power went up. And coming back to rifle, because we were here, a month or so ago, and we hadn't trained, and I feel way better on all the routes. Like my fitness and my strength, which just easier to do the moves on the routes, and then I get less pumped, and I have more tries in me, and I feel like it all works better from just that 2 weeks in the gym.
Yeah, I think one of the main things I was lacking, or two of the main things I was lacking was recovery and power endurance. I think were the two things that I really needed. So like just doing like bouldering at Momentum Mill Creek is like pretty much power endurance in itself. And then like I feel like the max hangs and circuits and stuff built my like recovery skill.
Yeah.
And so like even on like a specific route that I was trying, like when I would get past the crux, I could recover all the way and be like fine for the rest, versus like a month ago I get past the crux and like rest for as long as I want and I'd still be like chicken winging to the top. So it's just interesting how short of a time, if you train specifically and like do exactly what you think you need, how many gains you can make.
Well, and I think like a thing to note with like the gains or whatever. It's more, I think, of us, we're coming back to our base. Like, we have a base level of strength and fitness. And, like, in 2 weeks, you're probably not going to be, like, setting personal records, but it'll bring you back up to, like, that level close to your, like, base level of strength and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
you probably need, whatever. I feel like 4 weeks minimum, usually, when you're trying to, like, build strength and power. But
yeah.
endurance, I feel like, takes... I feel like endurance is like the fastest thing.
Yeah,
Comes
I
back
feel like
the fastest.
endurance, yeah. I feel like I never have that much endurance. I always just lose it.
It goes, I feel like it comes fast, but
And
it
then
goes
it goes
fast.
really
Like, I feel like
fast.
in a month I can get close to my peak endurance, but if I don't sport climb for like a week, it's back to zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endurance is interesting. I've always
Yeah.
like been debated in my head whether endurance is important or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think like a big debate on that is like how much power you have, because if the moves you're doing are only at like 30% of your max, then you can do them for a long time. But like if you're a V8 climber climbing on a route with a bunch of V8 moves, I don't like, it doesn't matter how fit you are, you're gonna power down.
Yeah.
You're gonna get pumped,
Yeah.
fall off.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, like having the strength, like the bouldering strength, is like the base, and then building my fitness on that is like when I can reach my best performance. That's when I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like best climbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, that is the end of episode 1. Yeah, again, feel free to go in the comments, let us know if this topic was interesting, or if you have anything you want to hear us ramble on about.
Or if that was too much rambling.
Yeah,
It made
maybe
no
that was
sense.
too much rambling. We're just really bored rest days. I don't know how to handle. We don't know how to handle ourselves on rest days.
That's so boring.